Well, of course, the Supercross Lites will be a big part of tonight's racing action as well. We'll have 2 heats with them. Now, remember, their championships are all wrapped up. Tonight, it's all about the Davi Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout. It's pretty much running for prize money, a trophy, a truck, and a whole lot of bragging rights, Denny.
It's a big race tonight. The lights classes are, the heat races are like main events. You got the West and then the East. It's like a 3 main event night. Check out the track here. Las Vegas, always a unique track. Hard packed clay. It's been very hot today. 2 unique setups. The whoops. Got them going one way. You got them coming back the other way. 2 difficult track lanes. And I think the guy's going to be working against more of the track, the way it's going to get slippery and dry. It's going to break down tonight just because it's a tough track here in Vegas. Always very unique. And you also got the Thunder Alley. Very fast portion of the track. Lap times tonight in about a minute 6, a minute 10 range. And look at the standing water. They've had to water the track. This section right here is going to be very slippery, very challenging. These big 4-strokes going to be running about 4th, 5th gear as they re-enter the stadium.
Now here's how you'll make the road to the main for the Supercross Lites here tonight in Sam Boyd Stadium. 2 heats, 6 laps each, 20 riders, top 9 advancing straight to the main. We will have a last chance qualifier, 4 laps, 22 riders. The 4 out of there will fill up our main event tonight. 22 riders, 15 laps. Before we drop the gate on heat number 1, let's head downstairs to Chris Villopoto with a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Bragging rights, that's what these lights races are all about. It's set up definitely East versus West. This is the West division behind us right now. They will not see the guys from the East until the final. Andrew Short, number 29, you see him there. He cannot wait to race against his Honda teammate, Davi Millsaps. Again, they will not see each other until the final.
How is that, Denny, not seeing the other guys until you get to the main event? As we take a look at our Dunlop starting list here for this one with Nathan Ramsey and Andrew Short. The KTM rider and the Honda rider were right in the smack of the points chase all season.
I think it just sets it up just what we want. We want to see the best riders meet in the main event, and that's what we're going to see tonight.
Billy Laninovich gets the whole shot on the 132. Keep your eyes on the green Kawasaki behind him. Ryan Villopoto got faster and faster, Denny, as the season progressed, including a win near the end of the year.
We saw Billy Laninovich start out the West season in the points league. He has made some mistakes and up dropping back, but Ryan Villopoto, the young rider, the rookie season, finished 3rd overall in the points. He got 1 main event win. He'd love nothing more to come out of here the Shootout champion.
Villopoto on the 51, right behind Nathan Ramsey on the 25, the KTM. Re-entering the stadium, Thunder Alley here in Vegas as Villopoto moves out in front of Ramsey now.
That was a huge aggressive move by the young rider Villopoto. Basically went right around the outside of Ramsey, willing to hang it out a little bit more over that slippery, Thunder Alley section. Nathan Ramsey, on the other hand, he's had a difficult couple weekends, and he's had to suffer some big crashes this weekend. He's hoping to get through unscathed and have a solid finish on that Red Bull KTM.
And Villopoto picks off another one, gets around Marias, and now he's sitting right behind Laninovich, and here he comes. Boy, this kid is faster and faster as the season has progressed.
Him and Millsaps laid down a couple of the fastest lap times all day in the minute 6 range. Very fast young rider trying to close the gap right now on Billy Laninovich. And like I said, this is the main event. This is a 6-lap main event for the West. If you're not a top 10 guy, you're not going to make this main event.
On board with the helmet cam, Billy Laninovich giving you the view. Over the triples, getting ready to head to Thunder Alley.
This is where we saw Villopoto make the pass on Ramsey in the last lap. He's able to charge around the outside a little bit more than some of these guys. A different line a little bit. Over there where it's more in the cushion, as they say in NASCAR, while Billy was taking the hard-packed inside line.
As the names scroll across the top of your screen, those in green hold transfer spots straight to the main event. Those in red have to improve if they want a direct trip to tonight's main.
Billy's rocking the No Fear Sobe Gold this weekend as Ryan Villopoto just blasts up the inside. He's been so fast in the whoops. Ryan's going to be just to the right here on camera. Squares it up and shoots off in the lead. An incredible young rider. For his rookie season, he's so wise beyond his years. Makes a smart move, and now he's looking to just take off and put in some solid laps.
Halfway through this one, Denny, we saw Ryan Villopoto at the beginning of the season. Was a little bit tense, made a couple of rookie mistakes just because of tension, I would say, is probably the safest thing on it. Now that he has found his groove, boy, he has really put it all together.
Look at
watch the pass for the lead.
Incredible, Ralph. Look at him just blast up the inside of him. He was almost 2-3 bike lengths faster than Billy. Billy's hoping to regain it here in this section. The young rider, he started out the season with the whole shot out front, gone, succumbed to a little bit of pressure. Andrew Short reeled him in at the Anaheim opener. Right now, he's riding like a seasoned veteran.
Villopoto out of Washington State. Just a teenager. When you talk to him, you say, what do you do when you're not riding? He says, nothing, all I do is ride. He's homeschooled, so he can ride more. He doesn't play video games, he just rides and rides and rides. And then you can see the practice is paying off. Here's a battle for third and fourth. Ramsey holds down fourth. Mike Alessi sits back in fifth, another KTM rider. The rear end on the 25 starting to step out a little bit on Nathan Ramsey.
The whoops here are difficult. Two very hard-packed sections. They aren't going to break down, and if they do, they're going to kind of start getting chunked out. It means dirt, sections of the dirt are going to get roosted away. They're going to start getting cupped. They're going to start getting edged out, and they're basically made out of concrete because this clay is so packed. As the night progresses, the two whoop sections will be the most difficult sections on the track.
How do you compensate for that? What do you do as a rider to deal with those types of situations?
Basically, each and every lap, you just close your eyes and grab a handful, I'm saying right now. And Nathan Ramsey, he's one of the most veteran riders in this class as he starts trying to pressure Ryan Marias. And then he's got his teammate, Mike Alessi, right behind him. Two different types of style right now. Nathan's a charger. Mike Alessi tries to use a little bit more of a technique. And Ryan Marias, he's had a kind of injury-riddled season. He used to be a big amateur champion, came into the pros. Ryan right now looking very solid, holding off the Red Bull KTM rider.
Do you give an edge tonight to either the East or the West when we get to the main event?
You know, this track is very hard-packed. As I mentioned, that's very similar to what these guys raced all season long in the West. East Series, much softer dirt, gets more rutted.
Oh, Ramsey! Right over the berm!
Wow, as well as saying, that whoop section is so difficult. Nathan charged it so hard, looks like his feet came off the pegs. He was unable to get to the rear brake and just blasted over the top of the berm. He's basically hanging off the back of the motorcycle. His feet are trying to get on. He got a little wheelie there at the end. Could not get to the rear brake in time, and down and out Nathan Ramsey.
One more look at it. So lucky nobody was coming the other way, Denny.
Just shows how tight Supercross action can be. A heartbreak for Nathan Ramsey. His last 2 weekends have been so difficult for him. He spent most of the time on the ground. He's had a great weekend, or a week of training with his teammate or friend, Buddy Antonez, hoping to change things around and move some momentum into that outdoor season here in a couple weeks.
White flag is out for Ryan Villopoto, our leader on the number 51 Kawasaki.
He's going so fast right now. He's laid down a 1:07.6. Laninovich, his fastest time, a 1:08.9. He's over a second faster right now than anyone else on the track. The guys on the line right now, the East Coast guys are going, he looks faster in person.
Yeah. The problem now for Ramsey is he's all the way back, dropping out of the top 15. So he's looking from going from his direct transfer spot to now having to set himself up through the LCQ.
And that's a place you definitely don't want to be. It's going to be twice difficult, you know, having all the good guys from both coasts, the last chance qualifier. That's going to be like almost a main event as well. As Ryan Villopoto out front, we'd like to make note, his teammate Grant Langston, the guy who won the West title, crashed on practice Friday, dislocated his wrist. He's out for the night. He's going to try and get ready for the outdoor season. So obviously, this young teammate, this rookie, is carrying the flag for this Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team for the West Coast guys.
Checkered flag in heat number 1, and that will go to Villopoto. Laninovich, you saw him cross. He'll take second. Watching for the rest to come to the finish line jump. Marias and Alessi. Andrew Short battles his way up to 5th. Jason Lawrence comes in 6th. Then it's going to be Brayton, Carpenter, and Partridge, the top 9. They will all earn the transfer spots going straight to tonight's main event. Everybody else will start thinking about the last chance qualifier. Boy, you got to think going into next season, Supercross season, this kid is going to be a huge topic of conversation when you start thinking about who stands a chance of winning next year's title.
Well, his teammate Grant Langston's basically already said, hey, keep an eye on this kid. He's going to be the champion in 2007. So that's a heck of an endorsement.
Krista.
All right, we're down here with Ryan Villopoto, and I guess if there's one person that's kind of upset the Supercross season's about to end, it's probably you. You've certainly caught lightning in a bottle these last few weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I got a win at Dallas, and then Seattle came. I got a second, and Grant won the championship. So just hoping to keep it running this weekend. Hopefully get another podium and maybe happen, or maybe a win.
so calm. I might have to pinch him to fire him up. Don't count it out. I might just do it. Ryan Villopoto, our winner in heat number 1.
We'll see more of Ryan Villopoto as the night progresses here in Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. Heat number 2 is getting ready to come out. Of course, the pit party, a big part of what takes place in any Supercross. Here's what it looked like in Las Vegas today. Lots of folks out early, taking in all the festivities, getting some freebies, enjoying the sunshine here in Vegas. But the nighttime's going to be the hottest part of the day. Don't miss Speed's live coverage of the Formula One Grand Prix of Europe. Fernando Alonso will look to regain his winning ways after Michael Schumacher put it to the competition in San Marino. The Formula One Grand Prix of Europe live tomorrow morning, 7:30 Eastern on Speed. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Sam Boyd Stadium packed tonight as everybody is ready to enjoy this big championship night here. Supercross Lites heat number 2 is lining up in the gate. Let's head downstairs for another Progressive Direct pre-race report. Here's Greg White.
Well, heat number 2 is getting ready to go underway, and the easiest way to tell if it's east or west, just look at the number 1 plate. That's Davi Millsaps. It says 1E. That indicates east. Now, I will tell you something about Davey. He's got a little bit of a left knee injury. It's sore from a big get-off in Dallas. Now, according to everyone on the Honda team, they say, he's a tough guy. It's no problem. He'll work through it. And he was fast in practice. So, getting ready to go racing here. Ralph?
All right, Greg, thank you. Let's take a look at the Dunlop starting list for this one. And Davi Millsaps and Josh Grant will be in here. Thomas Hahn as well. And take a look at this and really watch Davi Millsaps tonight, Denny, because it's the last time we'll see him on the smaller bike, going to the 450 full time, starting with the outdoor season, getting ready to get underway.
I think Millsaps will make a huge statement on the bigger bikes. He won this race last year. He's got to be one of the favorites. He laid down some of the fastest lap times in practice, like I said. Him and Villopoto are running the 106's range. But his other fellow Honda guy, Josh Grant, he matches speed all season on the East Coast. I think we're in for a treat. Heat race number 2.
Getting the whole shot is a 42, Thomas Hahn.
He timed that gate perfectly. You can see he had the whole shot about 2 feet out of the gate. I don't know if he counted what his deal was, but when you have a really short start like we have here in Vegas, the whole shot usually is going to happen about the first 5 feet. Thomas Hahn did just that.
There's another rider to keep your eyes on tonight, the 102 of Chris Gosselaar. What a story he has been this year as he sits in 3rd, but before the season got underway, he didn't even think he was going to be riding in Supercross competition this year.
No, we said it time and time again. It basically went down to Pro Circuit shop, told Mitch Payton, I'll do whatever it takes to ride your motorcycle. A couple riders in the East Coast for the team got hurt. Troy Adams, Ben Townley opened up the position. Chris Gosselaar got that ride, and he went out and delivered, put in some podium positions. Great story for Chris Gosselaar. Right now, currently running 3rd behind the 2 Honda riders.
Jay Marmont on that 111 sits in 4th. On the KTM, and a battle starting to develop for the lead. Here comes Millsaps, blitzing through the whoops to the inside, and he's got the lead. But can he hold it?
Hahn's going to have the inside right now, going to try and push Millsaps wide. An aggressive move by Millsaps. Basically goes right around the outside of him as they come into this rhythm section. They're going to triple again, and then they double, single into the corner. Kind of drop the inside here. Davi Millsaps, you want to make a statement. You know, you always want to come in here. You want to say you're the fastest guy on the coast. You won on, but you want to say, hey, I'm the fastest 125 rider, Lites rider of the season.
Big triple right there. Looking at a battle for 4th. Marmont, Gerke.
Marmont's gotten better each round of the East Series. I think he finished the season in a 4th in that last round of the East Coast. Right now, trying to make a statement, get in this heat race, go to that main event, trying to get a good pick. Again, with that short start, a good lineup pick's going to be really huge. So these guys are going to get the top 5 and get a top 10 pick coming to that main event. As Matt Gerke drops the inside, pins Marmont to the top of the bills. These whoop sections, Ralph, are going to be where the pass is taking place because the corners after them are 180s. So if you can carry a little momentum, drop the inside, you can block the guy and make a move.
That's Josh Grant at the top of the screen on the 24 now, trying to chase down Marmont. Remember, the riders in green scrolling across the top of your screen hold transfer spots. Top 9 going straight to the main. Everybody in red hoping to move up so they can get one of those spots. And Grant He sits in a transfer spot right now in 6th, but if you can improve 10 at this point, you can improve your gate pick too.
Yeah, and I don't think it's ever been as important, like I said, as it is right now in Vegas, because there's so many talented riders that every position counts in this heat race, not only just for gate pick, but a little pride as well. You want to go back to the truck, be able to watch some videotape, and know that you put in a solid ride and be ready for that main event.
Back to the lead. Here's Davi Millsaps, one of the few riders who actually wears a neck brace when he goes out to riding.
It's more of a donut. It kind of sits underneath his helmet. It's a different to him and Villopoto. Villopoto wore one also. It's kind of a belief that if you go down, you can put as much cushion between your helmet and your collarbone area, keep your neck from getting that bend. And as we know, motocross can be, supercross can be a pretty wild sport. Wear as much protection as you can. Davi Millsaps is doing just that. On that last lap, Ralph, Millsaps has laid down a 1:06.5, fastest lap time of the night right now.
Let's show you how big of a gap he's got between him and Hahn. Here he comes. Here's Hahn. It's about 3.2 seconds right now. Behind Hahn is Chris Gosselaar, then Gerke and Marmont in the top 5.
When Millsaps saw this track layout, I guarantee he was licking his chops. He saw 2 long sections of whoops. He's proven to be one of the fastest guys in the whoops all season long, throughout pretty much his entire career. He charges the whoop section like no other rider. When he saw those 2 long sections of whoops, he was probably going, this is my night.
There's Gosselaar in 3rd. The biggest thing of all that could come out of this season for Gosselaar right now is maybe securing a full-time ride next year without having to worry about it just a week or so before the season begins.
Well, from what I understand, he's secured his outdoor national ride. That's kind of the question, whether or not he's going to be able to carry over from Supercross to outdoors. Gosselaar, we'll see him in the outdoor this season.
Grant getting by Marmont for 5th. That's Grant on the 24, Marmont on the 111.
And you just see how much lower Grant stayed over that finish line double than Jay Marmont did. That's kind of what we call the Bubba Scrub almost. He throws his weight into the motorcycle, trying to keep the bike low. Used to be kind of spring high, get over the jump. Nowadays, the whole key is get the bike back down the ground, get that power wheel driving.
Flying through the air is spectacular, but it's not necessarily the fastest way.
Not at all. Get these guys, that's why they're jumping these little jumps over the bigger one. They want to stay low, they want to get back on the ground as quickly as possible. And if that rear wheel is not touching the ground, you're not moving forward.
Grant has caught Gerke now. This is a battle for 4th. Grant on the Honda.
And out to Thunder Alley right now. Grant kind of set him up. He went wide. He knew Gerke would maybe drift out a little bit. He's able to sneak the front end right underneath him and make the move into the 4th spot.
And that's big on the last lap here, picking up another position like that if he can hold on for 4th. Meanwhile, Davi Millsaps cruising through the whoops one more time, setting himself up for the main event tonight.
And he's not only laid down the 106 range, he's consistently running in the 106 mark. And that's very fast. To show you can run a consistent lap like he's doing right now, he's going to be ready when that 15-lap main event comes, because right now he's about 2 seconds faster than everybody else on the track except Ryan Villopoto, who's not on the track.
No, but they'll be matching up when they see each other for the first time in the main event.
You see him airing out that section. It's a triple quad section. Millsaps showing right now he's one of the few riders doing that. And obviously that's where he's making up a lot of time right there, and I'd say in the whoop section as he wraps up this final lap.
Through Thunder Alley and back into the stadium. Here at Sam Boyd Stadium, the only racetrack on this year's tour where we actually leave the building and then come back in. Checkered flag for Davi Millsaps. He'll take the win in heat number 2. Look at the fight for second. Gosselaar inside, makes it stick, and Gosselaar takes second place over Hahn right out of the last corner.
A quick note to Thomas Hahn in the last corner, don't go wide.
No, you can't give a door open like that. Millsaps now will get ready for the main event. Grant will take 4th, Gerke will get 5th, Marmont, Jesseman, Chisholm, and Mayer the top 9. So heat 2 is completed. Millsaps takes the number 1 plate straight to the main event. Here are the 9 riders that have transferred on. Only 1 KTM coming out of this one. Jay Marmont in 6th. All these other riders will have to try to earn a position through the last chance qualifier, which we'll see in a little while. Let's head back downstairs. Here's Greg.
Davi Millsaps, wow, man, that was a good race in the beginning, and then you just kind of checked out. How's the knee feeling?
Knee feels good. Actually, didn't hurt that bad that moto, and you know, I'm just looking forward to the main.
All right, Davi Millsaps fired up, proven East Coast is rocking.
Well, we've got 18 riders who have already earned spots in tonight's main event. You see the 9 out of Heat 1 and the 9 out of Heat 2. We've got a couple of spots left open. We'll see those riders earn those positions in the last chance qualifier. Lots more great action coming your way. The Supercross Series getting ready. Heat 1 coming up.
Wednesday night on Speed, unique whips.
Tuesday night on Speed, check out Build or Bust. This week, a mini bike builder looks to step up his game and build his full-size dream bike. Is he biting off more than he can chew? Build or Bust, Tuesday, 10 Eastern on Speed.
This track is going to hook up tonight.
Back to a beautiful night in Las Vegas, Sam Boyd Stadium. It was blazing hot today, about 90 degrees, not much wind. Tonight, however, a cool breeze blowing through the stadium. The fans enjoying a great night of live Supercross racing here on Speed. And we're getting ready for the Light Series Last Chance Qualifier.
Usually there's about 5 or 6 guys, kind of the favorites, get through this. This weekend with the shootout, there's about 10 to 12 guys get to fill those final 4 spots.
Greg White with the Progressive Direct pre-race report now.
I just spoke with Nathan Ramsey, went down earlier, and I said, how you feeling? He said, everything's fine, and I am 100% focused on this race. He's got to advance. He's a focused man. Nathan Ramsey. Time to get it on, Ralph.
Greg, as we look at the Dunlop starting list, I would think Nathan Ramsey is a big part of this last chance qualifier, one to focus on, certainly.
We saw him have to go to last chance qualifier last weekend in the mud. Once again, we find him here, and it's going to be a big disadvantage because not only does he have to be here, he's going to have a really poor pick in that main event if he can get through this last chance. If he can get through this first turn, the biggest, hardest part, short start, tight first turn.
Surprised to see Darcy Lange in this one as well?
Just, you got a bad start in that heat race. There's only 6 laps to try and get in that main event. Now it's only a 4-lap race.
Shot, Denny, on the 330 bike. Couple riders down.
Looks like Ryan Abrigo, that 79, Michael Sleater, and Josh Summey, the 72. 3 riders we've seen at main events running top 10 all season long. Pretty much out of the main event tonight in Vegas.
Sleater was on the 81 machine. Meanwhile, back up to the front.
That's Darcy Lange.
Back to the start.
Darcy right there center of your screen on that green Kawasaki. He's going to drop to the inside. That number 330 Kawasaki, former National Arena Cross champion. A lot of National Arena Cross guys busting out here in Supercross. And then we see these guys right now. Their night is done. They'll be up here in the booth with us.
Lance gets through the whoops solidly. He's got the 256 right behind him. Actually, that's, the 256 of Brian Johnson.
Yeah, Brian Johnson at Lucas Oil Star Racing, Smith Optics, Yamaha, chasing down the Parts Limited Kawasaki of Darcy Lange. Both these guys, and we've seen very solid results from these kids. Unfortunately, they're going to have to do battle in this last chance qualifier, and it's going to push them to a pretty wide gate pick come the main event time. But the biggest opportunity is if you can't get in the main event, you pretty much denied a shot. So no matter where your gate pick is, you want to get in that final shootout.
Kelly Smith is in 3rd, and Robert Canary is in 4th. Remember, the riders in red scrolling across the top of the screen need to improve those transfer spots. Those in green have already locked up a position. One rider kind of struggling tonight, Martin Davalos.
Martin, it is. He's having some difficulties, I think, because of the track surface. He's been riding the East Coast. He rides down that Millsaps training facility where the dirt is a little bit softer, more that Georgia clay, kind of different clay than here in Vegas. Martin is obviously not getting the starts as well. He's been buried in the back of the pack, and not going to get the main event starting mid-pack. Look at the great riders back there. You see number 123, Brett Metcalf.
And look at the 54, Canary up to 3rd. Inside is Smith. He's going to make it stick.
Nathan Ramsey also right there to the left of your screen, going up over the triple jumps, kind of buried in the back of the pack. 4 laps, not a lot of room for error in this last chance qualifier.
There's Ramsey. Ramsey in 7th position, Denny.
Ramsey, a former West Lites champion. He's won the shootout twice. He won it 1999 and 2001. Would be heartbreaking for Nathan not to get in this main event. He's had, like I said, last 2 weekends have been very difficult for him. Right now, he's got his work cut out for him. He's got some good riders right in front of him as he tries to dive the inside of Brett Metcalf here in Thunder Alley.
Metcalf on the blue 123. Meanwhile, Darcy Lange on the Kawasaki out front in green as the white flag comes out. Remember, it's just a 4-lap last chance qualifier. Johnson holding strong in 2nd. Not so sure he's going to be able to mount the challenger, though. But he's been applying the pressure throughout this LCQ.
I think Lange, obviously, he's going to do just ride smart, get to this main event. Brian Johnson right there in 2nd. He's not going to do anything foolish. He's not worried about winning this thing. He's worried about getting that 15-lap main event. As we pop up about halfway through here, this half lap remaining. The true battle's right behind these guys. Motorsports Outlet teammates of Smith and Canary. Brigo's right there. Metcalf, Ramsey.
One more time in the Thunder Alley. This group pretty much staying under the hard pack.
A little less horsepower, obviously, the 2 DFs. Not want to go as wide. Sometimes the fast way around the track is the shortest way around the track, and that's usually on the inside.
Checkered flag for Darcy Lange, who takes the win. Johnson, Canary, and Smith will all transfer through, and the list of names that won't go will include Ramsey. Some of the biggest names from the year, Ramsey, Davalos, all not making the cut and into the shootout. Here are the 4 riders that will fill out the field tonight in the East-West shootout. Lange, Johnson, Canary, and Smith all moving on to the first meeting of the East and West Coast Series on the same track this season. Don't think that pride isn't a big part of what these riders are going after, having those bragging rights as they move on to the outdoor tour. And here again are the riders as they made their way, 9 coming out of each of the heats, and the final 4 coming out of the last chance qualifier tonight.
22 riders, this is it. Dave Coombs shootout. These guys are wanting to win pride, and I think we're ready for a great main event.
The first shootout took place in Vegas back in 1997. Kevin Windham was the winner. We'll see Kevin later on tonight in the big Supercross main event. Let's head downstairs to Greg.
Darcy Lange, congratulations, man. A great ride for you. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, you know, I got a great start, you know, and the track's really blue groove and it's kind of slippery, but, you know, the Pirelli tires hooked up really good out there. I want to thank my mechanic, Ian, for doing an awesome job, all my sponsors, and, you know, it's just great to be up here, and hopefully I can come back in the main and do a good job.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing Darcy in the main event. Ralph?
Greg, the semis for the Supercross class are coming up next. Full nighttime action now here in Vegas. Stay with us.
Wednesday night on Speed.
Welcome back to Vegas. There's a look live. And of course, the biggest outdoor race of the year is the Motocross to Nations, coming up September 23rd through the 24th this year at Matterley Basin in England. It moves all around the world. If you'd like more information on it, go to www.amadirectlink.com. Last year, of course, Kevin Windham, Ivan Tedesco, and Ricky Carmichael won it for the U.S. team. Loretta Lynn's going to back the U.S. team this year. If you don't know much about it, it's kind of like the Olympics of motocross, and the U.S. team, one of the strongest. Well, before we drop the gate now on the East-West Shootout, one more Progressive Direct pre-race report from Kristen.
All champions have to overcome something. That's what Andrew Short told me today. Of course, he was talking about the injury that he had this year and the disappointment from not winning the championship in the West Coast division. But instead now, maybe those words apply to this shootout tonight. He had a terrible heat race. He is wanting to win this so bad. Why? Because he had the winning feeling here back in 2003. That was his first big win. It's what put him on the radar screen for Honda. He is renegotiating his contract, trying to find something. He is very happy with Honda. He hopes to be back next year. A win here tonight would go miles and miles towards putting that deal together.
It would go a long ways of losing that championship as well. And Andrew Short, no one else more deserving as him, but Ryan Villopoto looking really, really fast today.
Oh, is he ever. And Ryan Villopoto could come in here and steal all the momentum going into next season for the Supercross Lites Tour if he can win this race here tonight and beat Davi Millsaps, who's with that #1. Here we go. Villopoto gets the whole shot, and here comes Michael Alessi.
A great move by Alessi. He had the very tight inside gate. He hugged the tough blocks, and he is out front.
There goes Villopoto. Villopoto is down.
And just like that, the hopes and dreams of this rookie rider is down and out. He will not win the shootout tonight. Mike Alessi just runs a little wide. Villopoto clips his rear wheel and just goes down. And just like that, but his teammate, Gosselaar, moves into second.
Chris Gosselaar on the 102 sits in second place. How big would this be for Chris Gosselaar if he could end up winning this thing while his dad's worrying about getting Ricky Carmichael
and Gosselaar goes down just like that. Both the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders tucked the front end in two different corners, and Gosselaar seems to have tweaked his knee a little bit, and he is down and out. Oh, huge turn of events for the green team.
The Asterisk medical crew right there to assist him. Michael Alessi, meanwhile, Denny, has been well known for getting great starts this year, but the KTM rider has not been able to put a whole race together and get a win. He's made the podium, but not the top step.
This would be huge for the young Michael Alessi, another rookie rider who's had an incredible season. He didn't get the win he was hoping for this season, but he's put together a strong season. He had an incredible outdoor season last year, and he's one of the hopefuls to win the Lites Outdoors title coming up here in a couple weeks. But Millsaps has made up some huge ground in just about a half a lap.
He's in third. Let's show you what happened to Gosselaar.
Gosselaar goes wide, and he kind of G's into the corner. You see the front end just tucked. Down he goes, kind of tweaks the knee a little bit. He hobbles off to the side as Short and Jay Marmont sneak by. Watch his rear wheel. He kind of compresses in the corner, drops the front end, and he's down. Man, big heartbreak for him. He is going to go back to the pits, heartbroken, but going to have to prepare for the Outdoor Nationals, like I said, coming up here in a couple weeks. But right now, Mike Alessi out front. Feeling confident. Each week he's gotten better, Ralph. You know, in the West, he started out the season a little uncomfortable. You saw him looking over his shoulder a lot, but he's gotten better each and every week.
And faster and faster. And I'll tell you what, Millsaps is riding incredibly strong to catch him. Here comes Andrew Short, though. The Honda rider who lost out on the West Coast title goes for the lead here in the East-West Shootout.
And as he's messing, these two riders look at each other. Millsaps going to come up the inside and possibly get by both riders.
Michael Alessi goes from first to third as the Honda riders now run 1 and 2. And a lot of people thought both of these two would be carrying #1 plates coming into tonight's race.
A heartbreaker last weekend in Seattle for Andrew Short, but like we said, it would go a long ways for him to forget that. He's a 2003 winner, as Chris Gosselaar mentioned. And when he won in 2003, you know what he did after he won? He took the family to IHOP. That's how he celebrated. That's how Andrew Short is. He's such a mellow guy, works so hard. He knows what this means to him. He works, he's one of those kids, he just works hard. He's not a rock star. He's a kid who just believes in himself and tries week in, week out. And right now, he's holding off the #1 plate of Davi Millsaps.
So what'd you do when you won your title?
I sure didn't go to IHOP. I believe in the rock star mentality.
Trying to live it every day, aren't you?
Race hard, party hard, have fun.
Andrew Short out front, Millsaps in his last lights race. Can he end it with a checkered flag? Boy, he's chasing Short hard.
Well, we talked about Honda not having much success in this race since its inception back in 9 years ago, but right now these two Honda riders, they've won 9 of the 15 lights races this year.
Here comes Millsaps. He's right alongside of him. He'll have the outside in the corner. Tries to cut back inside. Still can't get the pass completed. Since 1997, the regional champion of the AMA Supercross Lites East and West has won the shootout 4 times. Millsaps trying to make it 5.
As we've seen in the East races with Josh Grant and Davi Millsaps, when Josh got out front, you know, Millsaps kind of closed the gap on him a couple times, but then Grant almost lulled him into sleep a little bit. Millsaps kind of just couldn't quite get going. Right now, he's doing that. Andrew Short's doing that to him. He's keeping Millsaps at bay. He's unable to close the gap.
Chris Gosselaar looked like he was going to be a player here, but he's out. Craig White has more.
Left lower leg. Chris seems to think it's broken. They're taking him off right now. We'll have to get the report later and see how he's doing, but very disappointed in himself. He knew he had a great opportunity, and he's very angry. He's in pain, and he's angry with himself for blowing the opportunity, Ralph.
All right, Greg, thank you. A tough break for him as he was preparing for the outdoor season coming up. And now if he's got broken bones to deal with, Hangtown just a couple of weeks away. Meanwhile, the battle continues here in the Dave Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout. Do you think Millsaps is just playing with Short, just watching him right now, stalking him?
No, I think he's trying to do everything he can right now. It's just when we get a hard-packed, slippery track. Look at Millsaps. He's going to run the inside. Short's out there running a little bit where it's a little softer. When it's a hard, dry, slippery track, it's hard to make erratic movements. Like something real fast. You can't get something done like that. And Millsaps right now, he's going to go inside.
Oh, it almost worked.
See, when you try something, you make a mistake and you lose that ground because you're spinning. And right now, Short's pulling away a little bit, but Millsaps can close that gap.
Krista, the battle up front is very intense. Well, difficulty getting to Krista right now, but Millsaps really skating that rear wheel across those whoops, Denny.
He's doing everything he can right now. The longer he gets stuck behind Short, the more confident Short's going to get. He wants to get by him quickly. He's not going to do the kind of cat and mouse chase we've seen in the past with Carmichael and Stewart. Millsaps right now changing up the lines. Look at these guys, always trying something different. Millsaps is smart. He knows if I fall short, he makes a mistake, I can't get around him. I got to be somewhere where he's not.
Any good racer will tell you, in order to win, you got to go where the other guy is not. Let's take you back now and show you the Progressive Direct whole shot replay.
Check the center of your screen there, or at least on the inside. You can see Alessi and Short tap. Villopoto's going to go a little wide. That number 18 of Mike Alessi, he's smart. He drops the inside. He's going to double this rhythm section while everybody else singled it. He jumps out to the front, out to the lead, and he is currently 3rd, but he pulled that whole shot.
It's Short, Millsaps, Alessi. Josh Grant is up to 4th. Partridge having a good run in 5th. Kyle Partridge out of right here in Las Vegas having a good night in 5th here in the shootout. This is a 15-lap race. You're seeing it live here on Speed, and we're staying with you for every lap of this. Let's try Krista one more time.
Hi, guys. I'm still down here. Don't be worried. Hey, I want to talk to you about Andrew Short and Davi Millsaps. You know, I made reference to this earlier in the night. These guys are teammates. They've been kind of joking back and forth with each other about the bragging rights. One's an East Coast rider, one's a West Coast. This is the first time they've been able to go head-to-head on something other than a training track. But it's really bragging rights for the mechanics. These guys jab each other back and forth all the time. So I asked them, I said, hey, if one of you guys, you know, wins, does the other one have to like lay down a bunch of money on the blackjack table for the other one? Davi Millsaps looks at me and he's like, I'm only 18. What are you trying to do to me? So remember, he can't have a whole lot of fun in Vegas of that kind, but he certainly will find a way to celebrate if he's able to overcome his teammate, Andrew Short.
Well, we know Short's going to suggest a local IHOP, huh? Lap times 106.1. That's the best one.
And Andrew Short's doing what Josh Grant did to Davi Millsaps in those handful of East rounds. He's kind of got Millsaps a little frustrated. I think Davi was hoping to get by. He reeled him in, hoping to get by him and take off. He was unable to do it. As you see Millsaps, his frustration exactly happens. He went up in the corner, lost the front end, and like that, he's down, and it's Andrew Short's race to lose right now.
And here comes Alessi by to take 2nd place, and Grant will take 3rd, and Millsaps can't get his bike restarted.
The frustration of Davi Millsaps right now, you can't believe he just threw away the shootout threw away the opportunity to become the first rider in his history to win 2 in a row. He's not happy with the way he's going to end this Lites career as he moves to the 450. He just was unable to put it together. He just made a mistake, a slow lack of the brain right there. And Andrew Short, he's going to be top-notch in the pits when the Honda pits.
And he's doing some high-tech fixing at the front end, isn't he?
When in doubt, kick it.
No problems for Andrew Short at this point.
What a great job, Andrew Short, to put back that championship and just go, you know what? I didn't win it. I tried. I did everything I could. I had a little bad luck in Seattle. And he's put it out of his mind, you know. I mean, that's tough to do.
Well, and you and I saw him the next morning bright and early. Well, none of us were bright, but it was definitely early in Seattle, leaving. And he looked at us, and it was just total devastation on the face of Andrew Short at that point. But today, a whole different persona.
It's great to see him turn things around, be able to block out one disappointment, and be able to capitalize on a great opportunity right now, because it looks like he's possibly going to win this shootout.
What a battle we have for second place here. Alessi on the 800, the KTM in second. Behind him comes Josh Grant on the gold number 24 Honda.
Talk about Villopoto and Alessi having a lot of battles in their amateur careers. Josh Grant was there as well, battling with Mike throughout his amateurs. And Josh Grant, like Villopoto and Alessi, he's the future of our sport. The kid works so hard. He trains with Ryan Hughes. And Rhino says, man, I just can't beat the kid in submission. He's always got more. He's got always left in the tank. Right now, both these races tonight, he suffered poor starts, but he hasn't been giving up. He's coming up right now in the back wheel of Mike Alessi, and we're going to see a great race with only 6 laps remaining.
And when it comes to training, there's no tougher drill sergeant than Rhino. Oh, look at Grant. He's got him. Grant moves up into second. Denny, it's been a big turnaround season for Mike Alessi, too, and it's been fun to watch as he comes back to the inside. Oh, and he stuffs Grant.
A nice aggressive move. I love aggressive riding by these young riders. Mike Alessi not afraid to show a wheel to Josh Grant. And Josh, we know that Josh isn't afraid to show a wheel. That was an awesome move. Josh went wide. I think he thought he had the pass made.
Repays his thought right. Oh, and then he goes into the top block.
Oh, sometimes when you're looking for a little revenge, you get a little ahead of yourself. Josh dove into that corner, was unable to get the bike load in the slippery conditions, and lost a friend over the top of the tough block.
But he didn't stall it, Denny, and he will re-enter the racetrack.
Wow. Big turn of events. That's going to move Thomas Hahn up into the 3rd position on that Sobe No Fear Gold Honda. Josh's teammate, actually. Now look at Grant. He jumps the inside, but he can't get the motorcycle load. He's on his slippery clay, and then he pops the clutch, runs over the top of the tough block, and flips over the handlebars.
But he never let go of the handlebars and kept the thing running.
That was a heck of a dismount. He never did let go of the clutch. He knows how important it is to keep that motorcycle running.
Totally upside down, too. Look at that. Look at that. It's hard to think how you could twist that way.
It's amazing to see how many of these riders we've seen go down at this final round, because no one's leaving anything on the table. A lot of guys go in the last round go, you know what, I'm just going to get through this race, turn my attention to the Outdoor Nationals. No one's doing that. They're letting it hang out tonight here in Las Vegas.
Greg Andrew Short well on his way with just 5 to go here.
As he goes through Thunder Rally, something comes to mind. Andrew Short and I had a conversation earlier about the technical aspects of his motorcycle, and he said that he decided to go with a shorter front tire, meaning the profile's a little bit shorter. He got better feel through the fast section, and he felt that it was better to go fast in the fast stuff and slow in this slow stuff. Denny, what about it?
I think he just wanted to get more rubber down on the face of the dirt. I mean, that's the big thing. It's why almost supermoto tires would probably work pretty well. You want to get as much rubber to the surface, because that way that means traction. And it's obviously worked for Andrew. He's a smart rider. That's what I like about Andrew Short. He's very technical. They say he's a great tester, and he's obviously got this Honda working strong with only a few laps remaining.
Down to a 106.1 is Andrew Short. Alessi sits in second. Hahn is third. Grant now is back up to 4th. Things just continue to compound themselves for Davi Millsaps, as you saw. Millsaps is listed all the way back in 20th position.
Meanwhile, Ryan Villopoto, he's battled all his way from dead last all the way back up to 8th. Good mention to him, but some guys who are doing good, we didn't really expect to. Ryan Marias currently in 5th. Kyle Partridge in 6th. Great job to have done.
7.
You'll see him across the ticker as they go across. You'll see some of these great riders and some of the names and where they're at.
Andrew Short's going to be a key part of what happens in the silly season this year as well, especially for the Honda organization, and what happens to Andrew and what class he rides in as he gets ready to maybe lap Davi Millsaps. We thought we'd see that tonight.
Andrew Short is another one of those riders, like Grant Langston, like Nathan Ramsey, like Davi Millsaps, and Ivan Tedesco's. I think he's going to make a great transition into the Supercross class when that opportunity comes for him, because he's already seen in the past, he's done some Supercross class in the last couple of years, and he's had a very successful go with things, and when his opportunity comes, he'll be ready for it.
And I talked to Honda's Chuck Miller, the man that runs the racing operation for American Honda, and he said it, at this stage, Andrew is not signed up for next year. That's a key thing that they want to talk about as soon as this race is over.
Well, with knowing where everybody's kind of going at the end of the season, we already see Stewart's got a contract signed with Kawasaki. Carmichael's going to wrap up his career with Suzuki. Chad Reed's looking to maybe kind of develop his own team with Nathan Ramsey, possibly Larry Brooks at the team manager help. So are they going to go to Honda? Is Honda going to dive on board with that? Or are they going to throw all their efforts into these new young riders like Andrew Short and Davi Millsaps? Be interesting to see when this silly season all wraps up.
Thomas Hahn runs in third right there on the number 42. Sporting the slick gold Sobe paint scheme that debuted out at San Diego earlier this year.
Another one of those riders who's gotten better each and every race. He's from the Midwest. Great showing for him these last few rounds. You know, nothing better than finish on the box of the shootout.
He is one of the riders that is locked up for next year. Grant is as well. Grant all the way back up to fourth, an impressive performance, although he should have been fighting for position on the podium. To come out of this in fourth after what happened, a little bit of a band-aid on a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, three riders who thought had a chance to win this. Ryan Villopoto, Davi Millsaps, and Josh Grant. All three riders went down. Very slippery conditions, and when you're pushing it, the bike can do anything. It's almost like mud, but a complete opposite extreme. It's just dry and slippery when you push the bike. Sometimes it's just not there when you're pushing.
We talked about how Andrew Short, who you're looking at here in the number 29, sporting the red and white riding gear this weekend, as he takes the white flag for one more lap here in Las Vegas. Didn't win the West Coast title, but Denny, if he can win this, going into a contract negotiation time, that's going to be a great bargaining chip.
Oh, definitely. I mean, anytime you can put this type of race on your resume, especially be a two-time winner like he is, factories take note, obviously.
And remember, he lost that championship to Grant Langston by only 8 points.
Yep. And this was a close championship, and unfortunately lost it in the mud. The way to turn things around for Andrew Short, the Honda teammate, he is pumped right now. The bragging rights are all his right now.
And he should be. Andrew Short has had a tremendous season.
And when I talk about those other three guys crashing, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ralph. I'm not saying they handed anything to Andrew Short. He's earned this race. He's got the fastest lap time on the track right now by over a second at a 106.1. So he has earned this victory.
One final trip for Andrew Short into Thunder Alley. Quick look over his shoulder. He's got to look all the way back to Mike Alessi, who's 14.5 seconds back. Oh, nice wheelie. Short comes back into the stadium. And the winner of the 2006 Dave Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout is Andrew Short. Big money, a free Toyota truck, and a lot of bragging rights go to Andrew Short. Michael Alessi's going to get second. You're looking at a battle for sixth. Ryan Villopoto on the 51. Darcy Lange is in there fighting with him. The 82 is Marias just in front of him, who holds fifth. That position is going to go to Marias. Villopoto will finish in sixth. Grant finished in fourth. Here's Krista.
Well, guys, I think the pit board says it all. Champ in my book. That's what Chris Gosselaar, Loesch, Andrew Short's mechanic, wrote to him. Andrew came by, he kind of pointed to you, pumped his chest. I know this is very important for you guys, especially coming off the disappointment of not winning the championship.
Yeah, last week was definitely a disappointment, and you know, it's not what we wanted, and that's not the way we wanted to finish it. We wanted a race, but you know, we got what we got, and oh well, we'll have to try again next year, but this is kind of bittersweet. So you can kind of show everybody, hey, you know, it should have been me too.
That's right, bragging rights, validation, and huge momentum going into the outdoor season. Congratulations, Loesch.
Here's a look at the top 10 results as Andrew's already got the helmet off. preparing for the big celebration. And it was a good night for Honda as they get 3 bikes in the top 5. Suzuki's got 1 in there. And Mike Alessi with a solid finish to his Supercross Light season in the stadiums as he comes home with a 2nd in the shootout.
Honda wins 10 of 16 light classes this season. Wins his first shootout. Great job for Honda this year.
Well, we've talked to the winning mechanic. We'll talk to the winning rider when we come back.
Passion. It's something Suzuki shares with the best riders in the world. Riders whose passion isn't winning, it's total domination.
The victory podium is a busy place here in Sam Boyd Stadium, and right in the middle of it is Chris Villopoto.
And he is wearing the biggest smile. We're talking about Andrew Short. I know you wanted that championship, but is this validation winning this shootout?
Yeah, it was horrible last week, and this is awesome. I can't thank the good Lord Jesus enough. You know, I prayed a lot for that championship, and it didn't work out. God works in mysterious ways, but man, I feel awesome tonight. You know, Honda put a great bike underneath me, and I wanted to race Millsaps fair and clean. I'm bummed he fell, but awesome race. First time I won here was in 03. I was so excited. And all my sponsors, Fly Racing, One Industry Helmets, Alpine Stars, Villopoto, Spy. There's so many of them. My trainer, Michael. Awesome night for me. I'm ecstatic.
Congratulations indeed. Validation to Greg White.
Thank you. 2nd place, Mike Alessi. A great ride for you. Congratulations. Tell me about the race.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You know, it feels really good. This is my best finish of the whole year, and it feels great to end on a great note. You know, I just want to thank all the guys at KTM Red Bull team, Alpine Star, Smith, Shark, and you know, I'm giving all of my money that I make this weekend to my buddy Lane for getting hurt. And can't wait to see him, bud, and tell your sister I said hi.
All right, that's awesome.
So thanks again. You know, I really wanted to thank you know, Larry Brooks for the great season. You know, it's sad that this was his last race, and I told him I'm doing it for him tonight. So I'm happy that I did it for him. So it puts a big smile on his face, and all my sponsors, you know, doing such a great job. And I just want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe out here and looking ready for outdoors in 2 weeks.
All right, that's 2nd place finisher in the East-West Shootout, Mike Alessi.
That's a rider we're going to be talking a lot more about throughout the course of his career. Mike Alessi certainly showing the speed, Denny, and getting faster and faster. And Andrew Short, boy, time to go negotiate for that contract for next season and bring this win with you.
And this is not only an individual battle, it's a little battle, you know, bragging rights, West Coast, East Coast. West Coast just took top 2 spots. I think West Coast got the bragging rights for 2006.
That's a look through the full field, and poor Chris Gosselaar wraps up the year. Hopefully that lower leg of his will heal up quickly. The Supercross main event is right around the corner. You don't want to miss it, live on Speed.
I watch the proverbial sunrise coming up over the Pacific, and